dignitaries on the dais, venture capitalists, students, and the startup community here. As I was walking across for this event today, and entered into the institute, our results for Bashni Sprint, which was basically done for the startups and students, was declared. 4 teams participated from this institute, and 3 have made it to the second round. Innovative minds to be participating. So this hackathon which we organized, which was basically for ensuring that our direct-to-customer industries as well as the e-commerce industries go to the last mile. So what we have challenged you guys to do was that we as Bashni are developing engines which actually translate one language to another. It also helps computer to recognize voice on what you are speaking, and that too multilingually. And this particular challenge was to help people who are on the other side of digital commerce to come into the digital commerce industry by using voice as the medium and the without any language barrier. So for example, can you order a material on an e-commerce platform, say Myntra, say Amazon, say anything, by asking or saying that give me this particular material, and the cart is automatically built up, and that too in a multilingual language, right? Can you have a negotiation which is as good a negotiation which is happening on the field with the normal shopkeeper? It is 10 rupees, give me 5 rupees, give me 7.5, otherwise make it at 8 rupees. So we had 5 such problem statements which were supposed to be taken up, and we were trying to cross the language barrier which was there, the voice barrier which was there. Language has been one of the important aspects, and the division which I head in the Digital India Corporation, which is called Bashni, we are trying to transcend the language barrier and go much beyond on what we are trying to do using AI tools, machine learning, and hosting it over a platform called National Hub for Language Technology. We all anticipate that in all the walks of life which we are talking, like for example, if I am speaking right now and many of you do not understand English, if it was that kind of a crowd, my speech should be simultaneously translated into multiple languages, and you should be able to hear those speech in multiple languages. When we are going as a tourist to some other location, we should be able to converse with those people in their own languages for better understanding and also help in our logistics thing. All the documents which are there in our system, which currently are populated more or less on English, should get translated multilingually so that you are in a position to understand it in your own language. The dispositions which happen in the judiciary should also get translated so that witnesses, prosecutors, and everybody are able to express themselves much better than what they are doing. Students should be able to learn their curriculum in their own multilingual environment. And towards that, because we have developed a base technology which we currently cater for translating 22 languages from one language to another, we anticipate and expect and hope that there would be a proliferation of these technologies, and we would be looking at end user journey and experiments such as what we have organized in Bashni Sprint for furthering this language technology, so India can truly become a diverse country with multilingual culture, and yet we still be an ekta kind of a situation. So I was very thankful for the management who have brought me here. They have, and also thank you for participating in these hackathons which we are organizing, and would like to and anticipate that we will be furthering this particular part of languages when we are organizing future hackathons and transforming the country into a truly multilingual country which has been enabled by artificial intelligence and the power of hardware technologies which have come there. So once again, thank you all for inviting me, as well as participating in the hackathons which are there. More such things will come up, and I wish the very best to the organizers who have organized such an event, so that the cause of startups, the cause of talent can be taken up and moved forward. Thank you very much.
I am proud to represent Zoho and Zoho for Startups today this morning. And my kind warmest regards to all the dignitaries on the stage. And it's an amazing energy that's so palpable here this morning, looking at you all in the audience and the kind of information that is being shared on the stage. Very soon, I think I will be sharing more through the masterclass on what Zoho has been doing, some highlights from the journey and my observation from why Zoho is as successful as it is today. But now in the next few minutes, I thought I would share something that we all can resonate with, especially when I see a large amount of students in the audience. What can I say that is relatable? What should I not say that the students don't want to hear? I've been there and done that. So no advice this morning, right? No advice that's going to make this morning any boring. So I thought I will share two very short stories that relates perhaps with the investors, with the startups, with the aspiring entrepreneurs present here today. And in my journey, I found time and again inspiration from this very simple story where a girl heads up to her dad and asks, "Dad, what's the meaning of happiness? How can I understand what is happiness? Everyone talks about the pursuit of happiness and why is it so important? Can you help me understand?" And the dad says, "Well, I don't know the answer. Let me take you to a saint who seems to have lived his life and has gathered wisdom from all around the world." So he takes her to the palace where this saint lives, and he is being greeted by great kings and warriors and everybody from across the world. The place is buzzing with all these people. So the little girl walks in and looks at the great saint and asks, "Can you please help me understand the meaning and value of happiness in life?" So he kindly looks at this little girl and says, "Why don't I give you this spoon that has 2 droplets of oil in it? Take care of the spoon and the oil, may it not spill, and take a tour around this palace and come and tell me after an hour or 2, what do you like about the palace? Make sure that as you travel across the palace, do not spill these 2 drops of oil on the spoon." So she says, "Okay, I'm going to do this." And she carefully lives. You can imagine this little girl walking through this huge property, looking at beautiful trees, beautiful wall hangings and decors and this mass, amazing place. And she is just so scared that she should not drop these 2 drops of oil on her spoon, that she fails to notice some of the amazing things that she could have otherwise experienced. A couple of hours later, she stands in front of the saint, very humbly, and the saint looks at her kindly again and asks, "So what happened? What all did you see around the palace? Did you see the beautiful garden? Did you see all the decors and all the amazing food that is being served in the palace?" She said, "Oh no, I was so worried that these 2 drops of oil on my spoon should not spill, so I did not take care much other than what is in my hand." So now what the saint did, he looked kindly at her again and said, "Now take a tour again. Don't worry about the 2 drops of oil in the spoon. Just take a walk and come back." Now she happily trots around the palace and comes back and narrates the story of what all amazing things she saw and how happy she was. Now the saint looks at her kindly and says, "Life is this journey where we all have our own ambitions and goals and various other things that we want to accomplish in life, like those 2 drops of oil on the spoon, that very often we fail to enjoy the journey that takes us to that point of success. Only after reaching that point of success, we all realize that it is never enough. We want more accomplishments from life, more validations from life." So he looks at this little girl and says, "Happiness is nothing but you understand and internalize that whatever may be your goal, whatever may be your end point in life that you want to accomplish, never forget to enjoy the journey." So we all can take away from this morning, from some of the points Dr. S. P. Mishra also shared, that the journey is as important as the destination. Why did I share this story? When I look at all of the investors and the students with great ambitions and goals and dreams, taking this happiness and definition of success, what I often see in the startup world is we take an idea, make it very complicated, and then we try to solve it. Imagine the story where there was a king and he had this great grand bedroom and he was bothered by this one small mosquito or a house flea that kept him from sleep. So he went and consulted all his great ministers, gathered wisdom, and thought about various possible ways to keep this mosquito or the housefly away. Now, one of the ministers, he gave a great idea. He said, I know this monkey. The monkey is a great warrior and a great swordsman. Now, I will appoint this monkey inside your bedroom with this very sharp sword. And this monkey will take care of you when you are asleep. Make sure that mosquito is killed. Now, do you think whatever sleep that the king would possibly have gotten, will he be able to sleep anymore? So please let us not look at the future of India, the future of the globe, make things complicated and then try to solve it. Do not give the power of technology, the power that it does not deserve. Each of you human apply emotional intelligence, always understand the why you are doing what you're doing, enjoy the journey that it takes, always put people first even as you're building a startup or any dream that you're moving from an idea stage into an MVP or into a functioning business model. Enjoy the journey, form a very grand people first culture, and I wish you all the best, and I will see you soon with more in the masterclass. I wish you all an amazing morning of interaction and takeaways, and I'm here to learn from today. Thank you so much.
Has been our slogan. Education per se, instead of saying education with imagination. Now the time has come when we have started talking about education with innovation. And also we have added into it education with entrepreneurship. So the innovation and entrepreneurship has become part of education in order to give it a kind of complete shape. And we know pretty well the development of the organization, institution, and the society depends primarily on innovation culture that exists in that particular society. And that is the reason why, if you look at the developed world, almost all developing world will figure into innovation index. They will figure at the top precisely because of the innovation culture that we see. And because of this innovation culture, we see the startups, we see unicorn, we see unicorns, and we see, what is happening in case of doing business, in case of all the kinds of formalities that is being undertaken, particularly for setting up an enterprise. You will be very happy to know that only 2 days back, day before yesterday, in our newspaper, it was a big report all about the placement scenario in IITs. And the worst placement scenario was reported from IIT Bombay. IIT Bombay placement scenario has been reported 67%, as against 90% placement in IIT Delhi, IIT Kanpur, IIT Bangalore, IIT Madras, and so on. But the most important and signifying feature of the report is they say that it is primarily because of the reason that the students have started taking interest in setting up, in becoming a startup. So more students are looking forward to become a startup, and that is the reason why they didn't choose to participate into this particular area, that is placement area. And it is a happy note, and it is a very happy news for all of us that even IIT students getting into the area of becoming startup, becoming an entrepreneur, and that's something very important for us. Fortunately, we have progressed very significantly. If you look at our global innovation index, out of 132 countries, we occupy a 40th position as against 81 position which we had in 2015. 10th in business environment in 23-27 years. DPIT recognized more than 1 lakh entities as startups, more than 100 unicorns as startup, more than 100 unicorns, those who are going to be unicorn very soon. They are known to be unicorns. The foreign investment for Singapore, Mauritius, US, Netherlands, Japan, this is flowing. This shows the kind of interest the countries have started taking up for the development of startup in India. And you will also happy to know that one of our startup raised 26.8 billion fund from outside the country, from other countries. 300 plus accelerators and innovators we find in our country, and starting fact is out of 36 states, 31 states we have and union territory we have dedicated startup policies. So 31 states could develop one or the other kind of dedicated startup policy, meaning they have started thinking and progressing in this particular directions.